You know that dream of having an online business? The one that finally starts making real money? Well, two paths always seem to pop up: reselling and dropshipping. But here's the thing. What you see on social media, that's almost never the full story. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you the unfiltered truth about which one of these actually makes sense.
And let's just start with the size of the prize here. The global dropshipping market alone is projected to be worth an incredible $1.84 trillion by 2035. So yeah, the opportunity is absolutely massive, there's no doubt about it. But a huge market also means huge competition.
And that's the real question, isn't it? I mean, knowing the market is big is one thing, but figuring out your specific strategy, the one that fits your budget, your skills, and, your personality, well, that's the hard part.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of the costs and the profits, we need to be crystal clear on what we're even talking about. Because these two models, they might sound kind of similar, but in reality, they are completely different businesses at their core.
Okay, so here's the crucial point. As a reseller, you are in the business of stuff. You find it, you buy it, you store it, you ship it. You physically touch every single item. But as a dropshipper, you're in the business of information and marketing. You never even see the product. You're just the marketer connecting a customer to a supplier. And that one difference, it changes absolutely everything. So let's start with reselling. This is like the original e-commerce hustle, finding stuff that's undervalued and flipping it for a profit. Think thrift stores, garage sales, the clearance racks at Target. It's a tangible, physical business.
Now, what's so wild about this is just how low the barrier to entry is. I mean, you can genuinely start this business with $100. Seriously, go to a thrift store, buy some inventory, get a little scale and some boxes, and boom, you are officially in business. The financial risk here is incredibly low.
And this right here, this is why people get hooked. The per item profit margins are just fantastic. You can buy a pair of jeans for $10 and sell them for $50. A vintage t-shirt you find for $5 can sell for $80. Your initial investment on each item is tiny, but the potential return is huge.
So here's the trade-off. On one hand, you get free traffic from huge marketplaces like eBay, which is a massive advantage. But the whole business is limited by your personal time. You are the one doing the sourcing, the listing, and the shipping. It's a fantastic way to generate cash quickly, but scaling it up means dedicating more and more of your own hours to it.
And this just sums it all up perfectly. For some people, that thrill of the hunt, finding that hidden gem, that's the whole appeal. For others, the idea of a garage full of inventory and making daily trips to the post office sounds like a total nightmare. It really just comes down to what kind of work you actually enjoy doing.
All right, let's pivot to the model that gets all the hype online: dropshipping. Now, this is a business that lives and dies, not on the product itself, but on your ability to run a finely tuned digital marketing machine.
Okay, let's look at these startup costs, because right away you can see it's a completely different ballgame. The Shopify plan, the domain name, that's all cheap. But look at that bolded line right there: initial ad spend. This is the part that's totally non-negotiable. You have to pay to get eyeballs on your store. And most experts say you need at least $500, maybe $1,000, just to test products before you even find one that might be profitable.
And this slide, this is the reality check. So you sell a product for $30. And after the product cost and fees, you've got about $16 left. Looks pretty good, right? But then you have to pay for the ads that got you that sale. With average ad costs, it can take anywhere from $40 to over $160 to acquire a single customer. All of a sudden, that math doesn't look so good, does it? One sale can actually lose you money.
The pros are super appealing, I get it. Work from anywhere, scale to the moon, no inventory in your house. But the cons are brutal. Your success is chained to the whims of ad platforms like Facebook and TikTok. And that last point is the one you really need to hear. Industry data suggests a staggering 90 to 95% of dropshipping stores fail within the first year.
And that's the absolute truth of it. You might think you're selling cool gadgets, but what you're really doing is buying data and attention. Your primary skill isn't finding great products, it's mastering ad analytics and video creative. So, with the realities of both of these models laid bare, let's put them side by side. This is where you can really see the fundamental differences in a single glance.
Just look at this breakdown. Reselling. Startup costs are low, margins are high, and you can see real profit in your first week. The risk? It's just the cost of a single thrifted shirt. Dropshipping is the complete opposite. High startup costs, low net margins, and it can take months of just burning through cash on ads before you see any profit, if you ever do. The key skills are from completely different worlds, and so is the potential for scale.
So after seeing all of that, it's pretty clear it's not about which one is better in a vacuum. It's about which one is better for you right now with the resources you actually have.
Look, if you have limited cash, you need to make money fast, and you don't mind a hands-on hustle, reselling is the obvious choice. It's a proven, super low-risk way to start an e-commerce business and learn the ropes while actually making a profit from pretty much day one.
On the other hand, if you have a significant chunk of money that you are willing to risk, and your real passion is data analysis and digital marketing, not physical products, then maybe dropshipping is your path. But you have to go into it with your eyes wide open to the cost, the steep learning curve, and that very high probability of failure.
And really, that's the bottom line. The best business model is the one you can sustain. One provides quick, tangible wins that keep you motivated. The other requires a long, expensive, data-driven grind. So which one of those processes sounds like something you'd actually stick with when things get tough? That's your answer.